What's happening, everybody? What's happening? Bang, 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 bang. DJ and Dougie. Hope you're doing well, man. Shout out to shout out to the truck drivers out here. The lifeline of industry. Dr. Morey. Bird is the he said bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. ah, what's going on, everybody? I'm doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. And we're gonna get into a couple things. The market is doing what the market does, I guess, right? Penalizing poor people from getting rich. People don't want to see good people get rich. They don't want to see that. Only for them. Nobody else. Crypto is so boring to me right now. Like, I don't know. I made the mistake of, I don't know. My that's why I always say not financial advice or whatever. And you heard me in the past say crypto is a solo sport. Shout out Stunner Breezy because it is. It's a solo sport. It's an absolute solo sport. There have been opportunities that have come and gone that have passed us since Post Chain launched, yo. That could have put a smile on all of our faces. And I wanted to just be real, I guess, quote unquote, whatever that meant, and just stay true to the core coins. Diversify. What's up? That's what I didn't do enough of. Diversification, right? I didn't do enough of that because I thought RH had the answer to everything. In crypto, as far as crypto relate, yeah, like it not necessarily the answer to everything, but a good enough grasp as to what this whole thing is about. And he had 10,000x to add to his repertoire to validate his standing. So why not? Why not listen to the man, right? Why not support his ideas and hold on to the tokens? Why not? And push the message. Why not do that? It's 2025. Those of us that have done that, and I'm not talking about people who stake hex, only staking hex. We have three other coins now to join the staking of hex or to join hex. Three other coins. I'm staking hex. People don't even care about it like that anymore. They just don't. You don't see it on social media. And if they do care, they're not making it public. At least on social media. Do you see anyone asking anybody how many steaks did they make today? No. Not like that's even important. But my point is, we had 3 more coins added to Hex. It's 2025. Tomorrow will be 2 months shy of the 2-year anniversary for Pulse Chain. And his coins in 2 years, underwhelming performance, underwater. And some of us, because we understand certain things or we take things differently, our levels of understanding differ or whatever. Some of us remain believers, some of us remain consistent, might want a DCA because the vision is long. It's not about intermediate or right now. It's about long, right? Long. But at the same time, you want to enjoy your ride. You're supposed to suffer and eat rocks for 15 years? No, you got to live. That's how I see it. I'm not going to be fake. But in 2 years, his coins of just, y'all want to blame SEC? Well, you don't have SEC to blame anymore. But you want to blame this 20-day reprieve for the SEC to clap back at Richard? It's always an excuse. Interpol. I mean, I don't know, man. It's not an issue. Like it's you're not wrong for believing in a leader. There's nothing really wrong with that in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the leader is just super just genuine and real and puts it out there like in a space or an industry where being transparent is of maximum importance. But that's where we fall short here. And that's why people don't like to hear the truth. Because the leader of Pulse Chain is not 100% transparent. I don't care what y'all talking about. Or doesn't 100% take accountability for the faux pas, French for the mishaps, for the slight mistakes, the errors. Take responsibility, in other words. Like, you probably would get respected more. You probably would be revered more. But, my channel and my voice is too small for these people. They rather hear what the masses prefer to hear. They rather listen to the noise, the fanfare. They don't want to look at the other half of the situation that creates the noise, or the other half that would allow you to really think for a change, pose questions, analyze what we're dealing with. You're not dealing with perfect people. You're not dealing with perfect situations. So you figure out what the flaws are and you help resolve. You use your strengths to build on your weaknesses and keep it trucking. But when you make moves like telling Ethereum a year ago, damn near to date, making declarations like Ethereum, blah blah blah. I told you I was bullish on Ethereum 2 hours ago. It was $4,069, and now it's $3,850. You made these declarations on the Twitter, and the people subsequently just validated your declarations by pointing out that you used the stable coins to buy what 170,000 Ethereum. You use the stable coins from sacrifice funds to do that. And it's gotten clowned ever since, except when Ethereum was on a rise back in November of last year after Trump got elected. After BTC touched 100K, Ethereum barely touched 4,000 or whatever. If it did, it just tapped 4K. That's when people were like, "Oh, see, Richard's move was genius. It was a genius move on his part." How long did that last though? Because what's Ethereum looking like today? Like, but acknowledge the mishaps, the faux pas. Everything is not about, oh, you raised 27 mil for longevity and you did all this stuff, but you also did some things that's just what's happening here, man? You didn't use the sacrifice funds to buy your own coins. He didn't use the sacrifice funds to buy $170,000. I'm sorry. He used the sacrifice funds to buy 170,000 Ethereum, not Hex, Pulse Chain, Pulse X, not Inc. Nothing of his own situation. Of his own, he bought Ethereum. Like you glazing Ethereum. Everything is about some Ethereum. What is the message you're putting out there, man? Oh, you don't need anybody. Think about how much money he has. Tin Top, I see you. Think about how much money he has and what he can do. He has a lot of options. The sentiment overall is so bearish. It's not even funny. Like, I'm used to the bearish. This is the longest bearish bull market I've ever experienced. The longest bearish bull where OGs, so-called OGs in this community, are now trying to call out some liquid loans, doing weird stuff. Like, y'all just provide sordid entertainment, and I'm also a catalyst to that. I am. I'm providing entertainment in a way, talking about. Oh, now, you guys, I don't care if y'all been talking about it for the last 6 months. It seemed like they 3-4 years too late. But you're talking about it, I guess. What's it worth? Nothing, because nothing's happening. Talking about some liquid loans, and they rugged the community 50 million. You're talking about that late 2024 and now 2025. Y'all was streaming with these people, y'all. Help me understand your influencer. These terms that y'all love to praise in internet world and fantasy island of called internet. You're on a stream with the liquid loans. This is the price you pay for being an influencer. These are the risks you take for playing in crypto too. But playing this YouTube, the internet, social media, it's the price you pay because you don't know how things are gonna turn out. So you interview people, but you're on a stream and you're not keeping it thorough now because you thought it was something else back then, right? And I'm gonna help people understand what I'm talking about. Just follow my line of thinking. You're streaming with a liquid loans. Years ago, you were there. Y'all are streaming with them. Oh yes, 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 yeah. This is liquid loans. Tell me about your liquid loans now. Liquid loans is interviewing you as an influencer. Liquid loans, brand new, just came on the scene. Just came on the scene. And they're interviewing hex streamers or personality people, interviewing them. How long you been in crypto? What brought you to this market here? Yeah, where do you see crypto in the liquid loans? Interviewing y'all, jumping on panel to panel. This is what they did years ago, and this is what they could listen, man. And then now you got folks talking about liquid loans, not keeping it real in a sense where talk about how you jumped on an interview with them, and maybe they did say that. Maybe they did say they thought that they were something that they turned out not to be. Again, be real, be transparent. You're a public figure. Folks don't care about authenticity anymore. It doesn't matter to them. It's about how much money you gave them, how much attention you're giving them, because attention is currency. How much accolade and how much trash they could talk about how broke everyone else is except them. But they'll go on a panel with liquid loans years ago, then years in the future talk about, oh, these people need to be called out. But you was on a panel with them. You was interviewing them. Make it make sense. Talk about, okay, you effed up. That's real to me because you got people who still follow what you're saying as an influencer. But folks don't care. They don't care about what they look like. They don't think about how things that they've done in the past can affect them in the future. People don't think about what they've done in the past, how what they've done in the past can affect them in the present and also in the future. And especially if you use these mediums like the internet and document and record your work, people will never make you forget what you've done, good or bad, good and bad. You know, exactly. And look at the irony in these situations. You talk shit about liquid loans and how they didn't do good, but they sponsoring your event. You see how backward, and these are your leaders. These are your leaders that Richard Hart heralds. Richard Hart is not good at picking good people, period. He doesn't have it. He's not good. He's not great at it. That is not his strong suit. Picking good people, Richard, he doesn't know. He fails at that. He doesn't do a great job at that. That I could say emphatically on my own time, independent of what anybody thinks. Richard Hart does not know how to pick good people, or he doesn't do a great job at it. Cannot read the room. That is not his strong suit at all. It's something he needs to work out for himself on a personal level for his improvement in life. Because, that is so true. Them guys, the conference was sponsored by a questionable, damn near, was sponsored by LL. And not LL Cool J either. That's crazy. And then the host, like who brought it up, you talking about bad about liquid loans, but the community also saw something you did with your own coin that you say you didn't launch, but the liquidity got pulled. Explain, like, this is what I mean about our people don't put it all out there on the table to be pure and real. Just be real, man. You want folks to accept being transparent, everything transparent, but folks are scared. Oh, the blockchain is the only thing that needs to be transparent. Everybody could fake the funk and lie and fleece and rug, right? And pretend and act. No, but as long as the blockchains exist, we'll be okay. These people are lying to you, y'all. And I'm I'm not saying necessarily 100%. Like, there's no hope. I'm not saying there's no hope. I'm watching things unfold to show you that, damn, is that crazy right now? We have a conference. How many people got onboarded from the conference? Like, it's what it is. Like, I could say a lot, but nobody cares. Like, what am I doing, right? I've done enough. I've done enough because this is not my life. Like the internet, you know what I mean? The internet is not my life. If I was part of the in crowd or whatever, getting paid by these sacrifices, you know, get deals under the table, above the table, right? Who you have to glaze to get a bag, then that's different. You launch, you find a good developer or a band of developer and marketers, but you a band of thieves, and all you do is launch grift after grift. That's different. That's different. But I don't do that. That's not me. Won't ever be me. Won't ever be me. You watching heavy manipulation take place at a bigger level, larger level, better, more intense than I can ever understand. And these people here, all they want to see is themselves get rich and everybody else get wrecked. That's all. They don't care about learning about crypto and what it is and DeFi and this and that and no, they want to hit their number, sell, dump on everybody, so and keep it moving. That's it. That's it. I don't know what this man did to people. They don't like him. That's just been my perspective. I could be 100% wrong, but anytime those coins touch sacrifice, people immediately dump. The few times these coins even touch SAC, the few you could count on one hand, damn near. Them things got dumped, get dumped all the way back down. And me trying to really toe the line, I'm watching other communities that didn't rug. I'm watching other communities outperform Richard Hart's tokens. That shit, that shit hurts. I don't care what y'all talking about. That shit hurts because you think you're doing something, and then your leader is presenting hypocrisy and contradiction. Meanwhile, some people who learned from the leader created some things that just perform better than his own coins. But me, I'm thinking, no, I don't want to be distracted. I want to stay real and pure to the core. And I lost out on mad gains in the last year and a half on Pulse Chain. For what? For keeping it real? Think about it. Like, what are we in this for? What are we in this for? To make money. To make money. This guy's crazy out of his rocker, like Richard Hart. Crazy. It just is. All of us who are in crypto, we're not regular people. We're not. I made this. I've said this ad nauseum. I've said this ad infinitum. Like, it's just been. It's understood. Those of us, we take these chances, these risks that regular people in our lives would look at us like we're strange. So when I say Richard Hart is crazy, there's levels to it. Because I'm not as crazy as he is, because he's done some things I'll never do. I give him credit where it's due, but at the same time, in trying to really be patient, in trying to really be consistent, in trying to really be supportive through the ups and downs of these markets, trying to help, even just contribute by streaming, doing videos, sending a message, being a line of support for people out here in the world who are alone, who don't have anybody to talk to or listen to about this. You're trying to give a direct message, and in the last 2-3 months, those efforts, like, for example, if you want to talk about don't pick up pennies in front of freight trains, if you want to talk about, oh no, don't leverage trade, if you want to talk about forget about NFTs, all of that shit has been debunked and reversed. It's all different now. It's all different. Don't trust middlemen unless it's him. He's the biggest middleman. Trust him. But don't trust middlemen, though, because middlemen, but you have to trust him. And not be open about it. Why? Because some legal shit, legalese, legal affair, legal, but you want glory and you want people to work for you, and you say you don't want to work for anybody, but you want to beg people to send out mailing and postcards. It's a bunch of backwards, inconsistency, and contradiction. It's just, that's what we're dealing with right now. And that shatters the previous 3.5 years of my content talking about Hex, Pulse Chain, and Pulse X. That's why it's been like crazy just for me on a personal, like just to create stuff and talk. There's nothing to talk about except the fallacy that we've been presented. What can I say? Like, a lot of people who I thought were scammers were right. What can I say? Like that. There's a lot of stuff that when you look back, you're like, oh shit. Yo, it's true. Like, Damn, I was going in on liquid loans. But who appointed liquid loans to be admins in the Pulse Chain official Telegram chat? You understand? Who appointed these people to be banning folks out of the room, cutting their voices and doing all that? Who did that? Who? In the Pulse Chain, you know what I mean? That's why I said, dude don't know how to pick good people. Look what he told Jack Levin to brag in 2022, the conference, the Pulse Chain conference that Maddie was hosting. When the crypto community was introduced to Jack Levin, it was on a stream that Richard Hart was on. Saw Jack and endeared Jack Levin in a way that I never saw up to that point him do to anybody. Told Jack to brag about Jack's accolades and accomplishments. Sometime during that meetup, during that conversation between them two, Richard just asked, I don't know why you would ask such a bizarre, of all the questions Richard wanted to ask Jack, they say, like I'm a scammer. Do I look like a scammer? And Jack said, yes, you look like a scammer. What did Jack do? Less than a month later, after that stream, that Richard basically gave the okay. Jack, less than a month later, jumping on panel to panel, stream to stream, every Hexagon he could get on to talk to, and talk and talk and talk and talk. And little do you, what do you expect? What do you think it was his next strategy? Launch a coin. He was called Jackula for a reason, with his vampire attacks. This dude, RH approved these guys to be in the Pulse Chain admins. I was there. I saw who was, administering the chat. Oh, these guys is liquid loan heads. Who gave them the okay to do RH? Who else? I'm like, yo, liquid loans, people don't know you. We don't know you. I don't know why you trying to copy Richard Hart with this sacrifice. We don't know you. What do you bring to the table? What's your track record? What pattern? What history do you have in doing all this? Huh? We don't know you. At the time, it's like, yo, we sacrificing for Pulse. Nothing else in crypto industry was called a sacrifice. Pulse was the first to be called and identified as a sacrifice. Skirting ICO fuckeria, talk the language, whatever. Like, yo, these guys, who are these guys? Yeah. As I'm going, who are these guys? But I gotta think. Well, who put them in position? Then in the stream I did, Richard did a stream November 18th, 2021, because there were talks back then that Pulse Chain was gonna launch back then. Was gonna launch because people in the community tried to decode Richard's tweet messages. And Richard was pissed off. That stream, when he got on, he was pissed. saying there's no launch of Pulse happening on November 18, 2021. During that stream, LL came up and he was like, he don't know shit about LL. He hopes they're good. But historically speaking, most crypto projects are garbage. And you should have saw his grill. His face said it everything. But it was, again, I'm like, all right, you see? What's the point? But that was the beginning of a nightmare. You know why? Because at that point, from what I knew, LL was the first to come out with a sacrifice after Richard launched the Pulse Chain sacrifice. That was the beginning of the nightmare with these sacrifice situations, yo. He fucked up in the game. You could see it in Richard's face at the time, where it was just like, he was very unhappy about the situation, about many things. But when he talked about LL, you saw his face. He didn't like it. But what can you do? Your people, these people you appointed, like they doing, And what was crazy, what was funky about that situation, you listening to them carry on in the Post Chain official Telegram chat, telling people, oh no, this and that. They're giving all kinds of advice. People are excited to sacrifice a Post Chain. Yo, super happy. It was a 24/7 type situation, with the voice chat. They had a radio, a YouTube, a radio, like an ongoing thing where you could see 11 hours, 12-hour streams of the voice of the Telegram chat. If you missed it, you could catch it on YouTube. These admins, who the founders of LL, were basically calling the shots in the Pulse Chain Telegram. So you're like, oh, this is official. Oh, it's official. So yeah, if people can't talk about your Telegram and the Pulse Chain, yeah, you could go to their chat. They redirected you to LL. So you're thinking, oh, damn, this is official. Not only that, but you look at the logo, same colors with the Pulse Chain, right? They talk it in a way to make you think like they're knowledgeable. They've been around. Meanwhile, they weren't around. They weren't around long, 2-3 years prior. But y'all don't know. But how a person like me who just stumbled on the community was able to pick all of that up on my lonesome. I don't know. Maybe it was the ghost, the spook that sits by the door where I live that put me onto game. But there's a lot of stuff that we dealing with today that's like, yo, man, it really falls on RH in a way. No expectations, all that magical, whatever. Everyone had expectations. Everyone has expectations. Fuck all that. The SEC done for this administration right now. You can't. What are you gonna hold on to? That fairy tale? That shit was for SEC. No expectations. That was for them. People are afraid to keep it honest. People are afraid to really talk truth. You can't just be all the way one way and not think there's a flip side, not think there's an opposite, there's a different perspective, an opposing view. Because that's how you understand the balance of what you're dealing with. And then you can make the best decision that works for you. It's March 2025, and we're struggling, struggling. Why? Why the people that were holding on to fucking staking Hex or talking about Hex, Pulse X, deflationary? You launch a weirdo meme thing to burn Pulse. I guess that's a plus. Reduce emissions for ink, but you talk about no admin keys, but you the only admin key. You the main. This is what I'm talking about. Everybody else is bad, but for me it's good. For him it's good. But talk about decentralization, you motherfuckers with the decentralization talk. But you present centralization. You take those nuggets, folks, everybody who's listening, and do with this information as you see fit. Do it with it however you feel about it. You don't even have to agree. But motherfuckers are like, oh, the always take 15 years, 99 damn percent, the whole bag gone, 15 years. Oh, who, yeah, exactly. Who did it? Somebody did. What, AI? Elon Musk did it? Neuralink? SpaceX? If you into flat Earth, some district entity did it. If you into round Earth, some divine entity did it. This is what we dealing with. This shit ain't 100% decentralized. These are the cards we're dealt with. Pick a card and see what works for you. There's people that made beaucoup money on PulseChain, yo. And salute to them. I congratulate them, yo. And if I wasn't so narrow-minded, I would have at least put my family on or people who I know on. Like, yo, this is what we dealing with. I can't force you to do X, Y, Z. This is what I'm doing. But guess what? Look at what's going on over here. You play at your own risk. Because all of this shit is risky. All of it. I let a year and a half go by. And we're still here doing this. A strong year. It's over a year and a half. It's over a year, 2 years. In 2 months, it'll be 2 years. Firm 2 months. It's March 11th. May 12th will be 2 whole years. And this is what we're doing. The narrative could have been a lot different. The sentiment could have been a lot different. Like community wide. If a lot of people didn't present being pieces of shit, because that created division too. That's the word, folks. Who people, community members, really believed in their word, their actions, their thoughts, presented absolute fundamental inconsistency. Make you know that they are close to RH. Because what is RH presented? 100%. And that's why I feel the scammers, many of them were right. And that's terrible. Too many people keep it so false. They're so phony with it. They're not genuine. You can't be in a place like this if you're not like if you want to be pure, you can't be in this. This is something else. This is not for those who want to do things the right way in a certain way, or understand that, oh, just because the blockchain is transparent, you think people are going to be transparent? Absolutely not. I get why people also want to use privacy. See, it's twofold. Privacy, sure, you want to have the rights to your likeness, your bearing, your coming and going. Everyone doesn't have to know your business. You could say that's your inalienable rights to privacy. But the flip side to it is you can create and be the biggest liar in your life, the biggest deceiver, the biggest trickster under the guise of privacy. Fuck all that. Y'all could keep that. Y'all could have that. This dude is a proponent of privacy. Oh, I like Monero and all this shit. You thinking that shit is cool? Cool, yeah, it is. In what sense? People don't need to know what you do with what you do with your money and how you live and blah blah blah. Sure, but don't be a hypocrite. That's the shit. Don't be a deceiver. What is wrong with trying to make money in peace? You thinking, okay, if I stake this fucking hex, ideally I'm making money in peace. But when you dig deep in this motherfucker, peace is the last thing you find. You see? When you dig deep and you start to connect your own dots, independent of everybody, peace is the last thing you'll find. I ain't come get into this for that. I ain't get into this for that. Not at all. Who decides, okay, they're going to play with crypto, trying to maybe create a system where they could make some money, maybe even enjoy some passive income, generate wealth, but you walking in a situation that's bringing you nothing but chaos and confusion, regret, remorse, loss, stress, anxiety, fuckeria from people who pretended to be something that they're not. Like, what's it feel like to know that people are not listening to your postcard shit? They're not listening to you. Oh, you folks have to mail. Folks that don't care. Folks are really not listening like that. Maybe they are. Maybe I'm talking shit. But motherfuckers don't care about some damn postcards and mail. Everybody, most people, I'm gonna say, are waiting for this dude to stream again, to live stream again. You know why? They're waiting for him to pump the market again. That's the real. Stop lying to yourselves and pretending like it's something else. That's the truth. That's the truth. People acting like, oh, no, benevolent, waiting for these whales to come in, these big time rich people. We're waiting for all these big time rich people to come into the market, industry. Oh, you see what Trump doing? Trump doing nothing. He just taking whatever funds that were seized and just housing them in his own official way, putting a little official tag, put treasury on top of it, reserve on top of it, and there you go. These stolen goods, these goods that have been retrieved are ours. Do something about it. You can't do nothing about it. And then what? You got RH here who beat the SEC. And where's the good energy coming from that? Besides some noise on some fucking Twitter, Twitter's not moving the needle. Twitter's not moving the charts. Like, fuck Twitter. Nobody cares about some Twitter. You care about your wallet. Where's this money? That's it. Nobody care about some damn Twitter, man. Nobody care about some damn Twitter. Twitter. Tell 7, I see you. He said no more postcard talk. Dr. Moore said no. Yeah, right. He's not gonna speak to the brokies anymore. He's too rich. He's out of touch, people. He's not tapped in like he should be, but he's out of touch. It's been my observation for years already. Like, dude, out of touch. He's out of touch. He's not tapped in. Mm-mm. Not tapped in. After telling people 2 months, 3 months ago, don't buy paid groups. Don't buy. People forget. People forget too. That's an illness. People forget. They forget things. Dude was like, don't buy paid groups. Don't buy paid groups. Don't go to conferences. Maddie got in the stream. There you go. Ask for an apology. A day or two later, Richard goes, "Hey guys, Hex conference. Uh, thank you, Maddie. There you go." Richard, I don't know what he's doing like that, man. He's not tapped in. He might know what he's doing for himself in his world, but as far as like on the ground level, like what? Nah. With the brokies, nah. You don't know what the brokies are doing. You don't know. I don't even think he cares like that. It's like weird. What do you do? Folks forget. Scared. Why y'all scared, man? It's your money. It's your money. Even though he said it's not your money, it's your money. It's your time. It's your energy. These are your expectations. Enough of the games. He won the case. No more. No, we don't need the magic shit no more. That magic shit was for the case. I had no expectations from work of others and all. That's that magical fucking talk. Don't worry about that. Them days are over. But people are scared to be real. Like super scared to be real, yo. The Interpol case is still there. Yes, it is. You know, I've said that in maybe 2 months ago. Like, even if he passed the case, he wins. It might not affect the market the way we want because he still has charges against him beating a 16-year-old. Like, it's just these motherfuckers took his watches. Where are your watches? What, yo? A proponent and advocate for for freedom of speech. This dude loved to hear himself talk, and so did the community. Love to hear this guy talk, hours and hours at a time. You launch a damn L1, a fork of Ethereum. You launch it in the name of free speech, and you can't freely speak. You don't want to speak. You might not want to speak. Probably had enough. And a lot of this is just like he's doing whatever he's doing because he simply don't care anymore or doesn't care enough. Probably doesn't even want to talk because he realized the people he helped make rich, many of them didn't deserve it because a lot of them, they conspire against him and don't want to see him succeed. How wicked and devilish is that? Someone who helped you become rich, but you'll take the credit and say that you were richer before Hex made you rich. Create your own community, sub-community. Start to antagonize Richard. Call him fat man. Call him all kinds of shit. Before Pulse launches and after Pulse launches. You shut down a Telegram chat because your community was just like, damn, you guys are a band of people that just can't stand this man. What happened? I get it. Richard does a lot of funky shit that don't make sense, that people are afraid to call him out on. I get it. So you speak freely in the shadows. You speak freely in the private Telegram chat. Like, who the fuck cares? Why don't you talk? What's gonna happen? Who cares who doesn't like what you gotta say? Who unfollows you? Unsubscribe? Who cares? Freely talk. Black Levin, I see you, man. These people scared. Been scared too. Been scared, won't change. What the fuck should I be afraid of? I'm just talking on a device. My shit don't matter. What I'm speaking about don't matter. In the grand scheme of things, nobody cares. So why should you be afraid to speak your mind? You want to huddle up in a Telegram chat, scared. You saw the tweet that Fat Man put? Fat Man. Oh, he's so fat. That's all you're a grown man and you're going to body shame The man that got you rich? Backwards ass thinking. These people are twisted, sordid, damaged, dysfunctional on a high level. Damaged goods, yo. And then Richard don't help with his contradictions either. And this is the shit that's supposed to bring me peaceful money. I'm staking Hex, and oh yeah, stake Hex, because P, you don't know how high the price can go because math is code and code is math, and math is math and code is coding. But then you telling people no admin keys, but unless it's you have admin keys to run your own operation. So nobody else in the world it can be as benevolent as you, Richard. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Stop trying to be some kind of false messianic figure because you're not that, Richard. You're not that. Won't be that. Please be who you are. Work on your flaws because we all got them. Work on your flaws. I don't care if you look at me as a hater or none of that, none of that, none. Prove me wrong. Prove to me that you not a hypocrite. Prove to me that you're consistent and you've not contradicted yourself in the last 3 years by showing people what they've been expecting since 2021. You know that's not gonna happen. You know that's not gonna happen. These people are weird, y'all. Let me tell you, man. These people are weird, weird, weird. It's 2025. It's 2025. And this is the shit we're talking about. You think in 2025, knowing what you know now, if you were around the summer of now till the summer 2021, you know how shit was. Euphoria. Euphoria. 2021 at this time was euphoria for the rest of the year. Even when Hex dipped from 55 cents to 35 cents, it was still euphoria all the way to the end. Would you ever in a million years? Because even then you had expectations. But we were playing this magical, dumbass talk because we were scared of some scrutiny or some SEC scared. Fear, living in fear. Like we were oppressed. We became even more fearful when they were hurling subpoenas to all the influencers. Not all, but many of the top influencers. Fearful times. Fear mongering by Gary, your man Guzzler. Scary times, right? Because if you don't have money, you don't have money. You already sacrificed. You gave up your winnings because you needed a sacrifice to keep the momentum going. You gave that up. And then you've been talking shit on the internet like me. And imagine you getting a subpoena. We want to talk to you because some weirdo shit allegations about this and that. You were part of this DeFi situation. Do you get paid? Do you get paid to talk? Do you get paid? What? That's a fact. He on the run eating. He on the run eating. Dude is on the run. Like, yo, wake up, folks. Like, he didn't even give you a stream after the win with the SEC. He gave you a tweet. But the whole shit about that whole Twitter thing, he told you he don't communicate with people on social media. While he's communicating with people on social media, or while we can suspect or speculate he's communicating with people on social media, playing these games. So whether people took control of his socials or not, he looks horrible. He looks horrible, y'all. You got coins that have exceeded, outperformed on Pulse Chain right now that are out in the last 18, 19, 20 months. You know what that is? That have outperformed Hex, where we could have been having a different conversation, folks. A better conversation, and still dealing with these ugly ass, underwhelming, price performing coins related to Richie. While you're staked for 15 years, while you're wishing and hoping something happens with these coins go up to SAC and beyond, while you're staked 15 years, you're thinking long term, all that shit, you could have been exposing yourself to some great opportunities too on the fucking chain that didn't rug. And I thought I'm doing something, doing rap songs about 55-55. Trash. 55-55 ideally is not trash, but my efforts were trash. See, I don't have a problem talking about what I've done. I don't have a problem talking about me. I don't care. I don't have a problem. It's whatever. It's whatever. I'm glad I'm not in anybody's pocket. I can tell you that much. Like some people that we clearly see, they're not about shit. A lot of these streamers, a lot of these promoters were never about nothing about the community. They were about them. They were about them and their needs. And you know what? Hey, to a certain extent, I could understand. You got bills to pay. Huh? You got your spouse to fuck. Right? You got food to put on the table to eat. And if you have your spouse to fuck, that shit's expensive. That's not cheap. Right. It costs money. But when a group of those people take hold of the entire of 90% of the programming of the minds of these supporters and believers in the community to make you think that they have our best interests in their minds, and then come to find out that they're snakes in the grass. Come on, man. Come on, man. You begging for listings now. Begging. You begging now for begging. For begging, you're on your knees like knee pad game crazy. You play football? Not soccer. You American football, American, huh? Knee pad? Knee pads to glaze. That's all it's been. I thought we supposed to be leaders. I thought we supposed to be revolutionary, by example and all this shit. Don't call me a Spartan either. There's other shit tied with that whole Spartan. Do your history. Know what you're talking about. You want to be part of something, make it easy, making money at peace? You find nothing but peace here. Unless you give it up and walk away and come back to your wallet 6 months, a year later. You're not going to be in a peaceful state. Looking at charts every day. Looking at some Twitter every day. Listening to some spaces every day. Some voice chat every day. That shit's going to bring a certain level of depression in your life. Especially when markets are looking the way they've been looking these last couple days. And if you're not used to it, you give up. And you give up your chance. Once you give up, you're out. That's it, man. You lose it. So you can't give up. But don't think for a second that people in this community like that care about your success. They care about their success. They care about talking to you about their success. If they do care about your success, they don't want you to out-succeed them. You think Richard wants anybody to outperform him? Yeah, I want to make the world a better place. Yeah. You know, I'm giving treat. But you think he wants to be outgiven? You think he wants to be outperformed? Even though, life is life. You're not God, motherfucker. You're not God, sir. You're not. Motherfucker suffering for some God complex. Again, for all you flat earth people who believe in all that, what district entity, right? Being or whatever, govern, blah, say, blah. Huh? If you believe in around earth, what we talk about with divine entity, creator of the universe, this and that is doing all the, we don't matter in the grand scheme of things. Let something happen, unfortunate, catch us. Something bad happen. Let something unfortunate happen, some kind of mishap. I don't wish that on anybody here as I'm talking, except folks who wreak havoc upon the world. May they never find anything good or rewarding to ever reach them in life. If you fall on some kind of misfortune or mishap, all that bullshit glory you chasing, that money you got, won't be enough for you to be relieved or alleviated for whatever suffering you're going through. It's like that. Shit could just change in an instant. It's like a miserable fail, yo. Y'all keep caping for this dude. Yo, man, it's real like that. Like, I'll see it. I'll believe it when I see it. When I see other communities, other people in the community, other people in the fucking community made outperform his coins by percentages that are just astounding. And I was just here holding his coins thinking I'm fucking doing something. Still holding the fucking coins, yo. Bought into the whole staking. Bought into it. Now you got motherfuckers calling out liquid loans. I'm going to say it again. Talk about, oh yeah, I've been calling this up way back when because, this and that. Really? Really? Did you sacrifice for them? Were you not on panels with them? Were you not interviewing with them years ago? What happened? What happened? Like, like the Cat Williams. You don't think people see you? You don't think we can see you? These people don't care. Y'all got Richard's line. If he's exercising, that's somebody who got his direct line, yo. If you know he's exercising, you got his direct line. You know he's hiding, yo. He ain't this and that. Scared. Whenever you come out, if he ever comes out, right? Son, you hiding. Satoshi Nakamoto, you were giving him grief. Giving Satoshi grief. Calling him a bitch for abandoning the Bitcoin community, right? What people got to say for this right here, right? What do you talk about when a person puts on his profile description? He don't communicate with people on social media. He only communicates face to face. He don't do social media. On that same account, that same ex Twitter account, he communicating regularly. Is it him that's doing the communicating? Nobody knows because he's into that magical, evasive talk shit that he do. Right? Who owns the OA? What happened to the E? Where's the E go? Where the E go? All that magical. I don't work for you, but I do work for you, and it's not your money. And you want to see something done, you do it, and all that shit. Have no expectation. Meanwhile, everybody have expectations. All that shit. Uh, on the same account you have saying that you don't communicate on social media is a bunch of messages that you get. Who's gonna take you serious? That alone, you want to talk about visuals, marketing, all that shit. You're looking at that and you're like, yo, this shit is an oxymoron if I never knew what that means. What is this guy doing right here? This is the epitome of flip-flop, italicized in bold letters, underlined, highlighted. You saying you don't communicate with nobody on social media, you communicate with somebody on social media, you should already know you're not dealing with someone who got a full deck of cards, bro. So what does that say about us? We fucked up. Oh no, that's supposed to be his strategy, and everything is an excuse. Oh, this is his 10-dimensional chess game. This is embarrassing. That's what it is, y'all. It's embarrassing. Listen, guys and gals, peace and blessings. That's all I'm gonna say. Like at this point, in terms of moving forward, best wishes and health to everybody, because health to me is the real wealth. Absolute health. Do your best to take care of yourself, especially in these weird times. There's some people in this community that have been trying their best to support Richard, to support his style of doing crypto. They've created projects that have outperformed all of his coins put together in a year and a half. And I've been here scrambling and scraping like some fucking Diddy meme. Scrambling and scraping, StreamYarding, doing videos. Stop doing the editing videos, just doing lives now. Supporting fellow creators best as I can. Trying to give mostly positive energy, but now it's just been what I call real energy. Because it ain't kumbaya. It's not kumbaya, folks. You blaming everything on a tariff war. You blaming shit on a bird flu, avian. You blaming shit on half dozen eggs. The planes that be crashing. Shit is crazy in the world. You blaming all the shit about Pulse not reaching sacrifice price because of the flat Earth versus round Earth. Canada changing prime minister. You blaming Ukraine, Zelensky, debacle in the Oval White House meeting. You blaming all the federal employees that got canned for not answering Elon's email. You're blaming, Democrats that don't even know what it is to be a Democrat anymore because they just fucking support anything. They don't care how wicked it is. Going against Trump, they'll support a fucking terrorist if they can, as long as they know that shit is going against Trump. And you blaming all that shit on why Pulse didn't touch its sack price. Oh, they defunded Department of Education. So it ain't about 30 million genders anymore. That's why Pulse X sack price is down. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Be strong, y'all. We here for a reason, man. We gonna see this through. I'm not forgetting a damn thing. Like, listen, man. Let's say, like, look, I let me tell you something, right? I'm looking at the fall. I'm looking at the fall to show us what we need to see. Like August, September-ish, to really see them numbers that we've been waiting for, right? I don't care how much jubilee, glee, and euphoria these people are. Oh, everything is good, everything. I'm never gonna forget these times. Never will I forget. I'll always remember these moments. Because I'm telling you, man, you forget, you pretend like these moments didn't occur. Like they say, like the sages of old have said, you'll be doomed to repeat them. Take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of your spirit. Seriously, y'all. Because this shit will have you do something, like unnecessary. It'll have you crash out. People have given up doing crypto because shit is just so backwards. True to form, people have given up doing streams. We've seen it because it became just too stressful. You see what you see what what one of the most popular crypto YouTubers is going through. The crash out of crash out. It's to teach us what we don't want to be, at the state and level that we don't want to reach, a level where we can't even control ourselves. This guy's a founder hiding. Like, is being rich really the goal? Is being, what founder at what cost? Like, you could just look at it and be like, nah, I'm good. I don't, how many billions do you need? How many trillions do you need? What means the world to you? What means happiness to you? This shit is crazy because this whole had the tone of angst. My whole stream today had a tone of it was just tension. That shit's not happiness. Tension of being excited, but it's the opposite of I'm giving the opposite energy. Because before I was giving you 3+ years of excitement, one day closer to the next all-time high for Hex, Pulse Trade, and Pulse X. Now it's the opposite. Where's the happiness in that? Because I didn't leave. Because I'm here to stay and watch. Because come heck, hook or crook, like I'm gonna see what I need to see in this thing. Because I tell you, it better work out for dude. Because you already see what people do in the preview when the bear market came out. You already see how people dropped a dime on Richard. They just dropped a dime on Richard. Your number one person on the leaderboard threatened Richard on Twitter, on social media, about his Middle Eastern friends. Threatened dude. You saw what that was. And now it's even crazier. That was before Pulse Chain. Good luck, y'all. Be well.